moment we come alive.
Tribest Career Connect Live.
Hello world, welcome to another edition of Tribest Career Connect Live. This is a place where opportunity and talent meet preparedness. Today we have a special guest. And when I mean a special guest, I mean a special guest. He's a phenomenal author and writer. He's a seasoned HR practitioner and he has been in the industry for a very good number of years. And today you're going to be hearing from the horse's mouth and it promised to be inciting and educative. I am your host for today. My name is Oluwashola Olayeka, and today my guest is Dr. Babs Olugbemi. Dr. Babs Olugbemi, welcome on board today. How are you doing
I'm
today,
very
sir?
well. Thank you,
Thank
Olayeka.
you.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you tell us more about yourself? We'd like to know you. The audience wants to know more about who Dr. Babs Olugbemi is.
You just called my name. My name is Babs Olugbemi. I'm a leadership coach, organizational development expert. I'm a nation builder, and I love to take people from point A to B to improving their career, their mental health, their leadership quotient. I'm a director with Tribest Corporate Support Limited. I was its chief executive officer from December 2020 to January 2025. I oversee the transition stage of Tribest from incubation to a process to a state where we know we can sustain success.
Wow.
And during that process, I can tell you confidently, we brought a lot of innovations into the outsourcing industry in Nigeria.
Wow.
We introduced coaching because I'm a certified coach and that's my own terrain. We introduce coaching. We look after the mental health and well-being of our staff. We don't just send them to our clients. We go with them, we look after them. We want them to add value to the client through sustainable performance, and we look after how they behave in the workplace. I could remember at our formative years, we have a service culture and a service language among ourselves. It is working at my best. Can you imagine you meet two people and one is saying it is working, another one is replying at my best? You want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's the way Tribest people are with our clients.
Wow, that's beautiful. I told you that our guest today is not just, he's a phenomenal individual and he's a man that wears so many feathers on his crown. And I would like to go to the next question. I'll ask you but before I do that, according to the World Economic Forum, it says that 67% of employers look out for agility, resilience, and other skills. All of this among other employable skills and all. So, from your experience, what do you think it means getting hired in 2026? Like, what does getting hired in 2026 mean?
Okay, things are really changing. We are in a generation where the access to education has improved, but where opportunity and competition is very stiff. And getting hired means you are differentiating yourself in the marketplace. It's no longer about paper qualification. It's not about that you have first class, second class. It's what can you do? How can you show yourself, your personal branding? What can you, when you come into a room, what is the vibration you bring into that room? So employers in the 21st century, they are not looking for just paper qualification. They are looking for at skills like critical thinking, decision making, leadership, digital literacy, and one that is very important to me is organizational citizenship.
Okay.
You come into organization, they have core values, they have set of behavior, and you can go in there and do what is expected of you. You can go in there and behave the way they have behaved.
Yeah.
That is what employers are looking for. They are looking at people who might not have the total competence to do the job, but who are fat, F-A-T, who are faithful to the employment, they are not distracted, who are available to do the job, and who are teachable. They can teach you. So that's what employers are looking for. Unlike those days where everybody is looking for people who made the highest grade. No, they are looking for people who are faithful, available, and teachable.
Oh, fact. Take note of it. Fact. Faithful, available, and teachable. If I were you, I'll be asking myself, am I faithful? Am I available? And am I teachable? Thank you very much for that. That's, in fact, if we're going to end this show here right now, we've learned a lot of things. In fact, I believe you're taking that home. So, beyond the qualification that you have mentioned, it's good that, every individual go to school, do well, graduate with a first class, a second class upper. These are qualification, get certification. But beyond this, I know you said a bit about it, but what do you think that employers are really looking for?
Okay, that's another good question. I'm not discarding education, but education will open the door for you. But how do you want to sustain the doors opened?
Education will
Education,
open the door for you. How do you want to sustain the door education will open?
yes. If I see your CV and you have good educational qualification, you can get to the room, I get you interviewed, but if you can't match that expectation, I will not take you. I want somebody who can do the job,
Yeah.
not somebody who can know about the job. Now, in this dispensation, I'm going to give you an acronym called BASCA. Well, that's what employers are looking for. They
BASCA.
want behavior. B is for behavior. Somebody who will behave in a particular set of way that will bring sustainable performance. You see, I was a branch manager and a regional manager at a point in my career.
Okay.
And when we are giving budget or target, we'll be chasing it. But it doesn't come by shouting or by crowd. It comes by a set of behavior. Do you visit your customer consistently? Do you sell value to them? When they give you opportunity, do you deliver excellently? So behavior, employers want people who can come in and behave like the people within the same organization in the same direction to achieve results. Number two, they want the right attitude.
Right attitude.
If you have great talent and you have a wrong attitude, you are not going anywhere. They want people who have I can do it attitude, who have, oh, this is a temporary setback. I can come back from setback. They want people who are skillful. But that is not the first. Attitude precedes skills.
Skill.
So if you don't have the required skill, but you can be teachable, like I've said in the first question,
Yes.
they will want to see you. So I've said behavior, attitude, skill.
skill.
They want knowledge, not just paper knowledge about the industry you're operating. If I'm interviewing you as an accountant for a banking industry, I want you to show me that you have knowledge in accounting, you know the double entries, you know where to post an item, you know about reconciliation. I equally want you to have that knowledge that, oh, you are going to the banking industry. Reconciliation in the banking industry, for example, might be different from that of telecommunication.
Definitely.
So that is there. So we've spoken about behavior, attitude, skill, knowledge, and the last one is administration. They want people who are organized. You may have the first four. There's no way you have the right attitude and you will be disorganized. And what caused disorganization in the workplace is what I call distraction. We are in a age where feasibility is more important to some people than the content they have within themselves. So if you are distracted, what is happening on Twitter, what you are not doing your core function, or you are distracted by saying you have a side business that is conflicting and not complementing to your job as an employee, that is lack of administration. So BASCA is the word. Behavior, attitude, skill, knowledge, and administration. Administer yourself.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that word, BASCA. And so, just like you have said, that knowledge is very important, skill is very important, administration is very important. And in all of this, where do you think personal branding comes in? What do you think is the role of personal branding as an applicant, a fresh graduate, or someone who has even been in the job market? How do you think personal branding comes in?
Yeah, it's part of administration and it's putting everything together.
Okay.
Let's assume you're a fresh graduate and you are trying to put on a CV, either paper CV or digital CV. Personal branding entails giving me a big picture of the type of staff or employee you will be in the next 2 years. Okay. You have academic qualifications, you put it on your CV. You have maybe you don't have professional qualification, but I want to see a journey. I want to see that after your BSc, you've registered for the relevant professional exam. That tells me you have an intention. Then you must have acquired some basic skill while you are in school. I know, for example, you are the president of your association in school. So if you put in there in your CV that, oh, I'm the president of my association, something comes to my mind immediately. Number one, you must have communicated and collaborated with people.
Exactly.
Number two, you must have, on behalf of your association, spoken publicly or represented the association. So I will not find it difficult to consider you as one of the best fits in the workplace. So when you now get to the room, and employers are very smart nowadays, they research you. The world has changed. Before you get to the interview room, they know almost everything about you. How did I mean? They look at your LinkedIn profile, professional. They go to your Facebook. They go to your Instagram. They can see what you are doing with your life.
Exactly.
And if there's a mismatch, they know already. So when you get to the room, your confidence, the way you dress are just complementary to what they've known about you.
Exactly.
So if there can be a congruence of those things, you are winning the battle already. So as you come to the room, the way you speak, the way you express yourself is part of your personal branding. But there's one aspect of interviews that reveal personal branding. It's scenario-based question.
Wow.
If I ask you, oh, give me a scenario where you have shown leadership. Give me a scenario where you have managed different stakeholders, conflicting stakeholders. The way you answer that question at interview will tell me about your personality that is not on your CV.
Exactly.
So personal branding is very important. How do you get to that brand that will attract employers? Keep working on yourself.
Exactly.
Keep researching. Information is everywhere. We're in the information age. Keep researching. And getting information, transforming that information into wisdom by applying that information is a differentiating factor to being successful in the workplace and at the interview in this 21st century.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. So that's really insightful. And I want us to go in another direction. Check you talked about CV, LinkedIn profile, which is also part of like your personal branding. And this brings me to the question of CV. Even though you have the personal branding and you have all this thing, you're knowledgeable, you can do it. There are still some mistakes people make on their CV. For instance, some people say that, oh, the job description should not be there, or what you're putting in for, you don't have to put it there. You don't have to put your age. Nobody is asking for your age. The recruiter does not have any business with your marital status, this and all. How do you think a good CV should be like? What do you think should be on a good CV? Because in the real sense of it, some people are qualified, but by the time they send in their CV for job opportunities, they don't get picked because of the way their CV looks like. So in a nutshell, what do you think a good CV should look like?
A good CV should contain relevant information that is useful to the guy considering you for employment.
Okay.
If you feel the relevant information include your age, because some job application will specify that this is the age limit. So if I'm a recruiter, I say I don't want somebody more than 27, and on your CV I can't find the age. I may not be too patient. I may move to another person.
That's true.
So if the relevant information include age, put it there. If it include the location, put it there. Of course, you can't do a CV without basic information like your full name, your email address, your telephone number. Then most importantly, do you have the entry requirement? What's the qualification you have? What is the experience you have? If you have spent more than 2 years on a job role, or you have at least 2 years experience, those are the things you should showcase more than the academic qualification.
Okay.
Because if you are trying to arrange your CV, some will put qualification before experience, which is good for somebody that is coming into the industry, a fresh graduate. But if you have 2 years experience, my qualification will be at the last. I would bring in those experience first after my bio information, my data and information, name, address, email, telephone number, career objective or vision statement. I'll bring in that 2 years and I'll be showcasing what I have learned within that 2 years,
2 years.
what I have done, the impact I've made in my organization. I want them to see that I can communicate and collaborate. I want them to see that I can do critical thinking and make the right decision. I want them to see that I'm a team player. I want them to see that I can learn more. Then I will now go to my qualification. Then it's good to ask, what are you working towards? Work in progress. It's good to have it. And you're also what you have done outside the job within the society. So a good CV will be short, concise, and will be relevant to the audience, not what is not relevant.
What is not relevant. So, did you hear that, our audience? That is a cue to take out irrelevant information on your CV so that when recruiters see your CV, they won't have to pass you by. Thank you very much for that insightful one, sir. And we've been talking about employees, applicants, fresh graduates. I want us to speak to employers now. How do you think an employer should recognize a talent and retain it in 2026?
Okay, that's a very brilliant question. You want me to put on my consulting cap?
Definitely.
According to the Gallup employee survey 2026,
Okay.
we have substantial number of employees that are not engaged in the workplace.
Wow.
Some are actively disengaged, where only 16% are engaged. So employers have responsibility to create an environment where people will come in, where people will develop and contribute and give back to the organization. So it's not about a perfect match at the beginning. That's why employer, when they are interviewing you, they are looking for more attitude than the skill. They can train for skill, but if you have a good skill set and you have a bad attitude, you are going to create problem for the team. So for employers in this age, they need to invest more in the employees. If someone has passed through your recruitment process, as rigorous as they might be, they are part of you. You need to put more interest in them. You need to train them first. You need to tell them your core values. You need to tell them your culture, and you need to give them room to make mistakes. And if they now become recalcitrant that they don't want to change, then you may let them to go, because you need to protect the culture of the organization. So for employers, curating a workplace culture and environment that make people to thrive is very important. And that's one thing I know we are doing very well at Tribest Corporate Support Limited. I remember during my days as the CEO of the organization, I decided not to have any management team. All the core staff, I call them the leadership team.
Wow.
And I develop all of them, because any one of them can succeed. Any one of them can be my successor. So I decided to develop all of them to make the right decision, to love the job they are doing.
Wow.
So in a nutshell, employers must create a very good work environment and culture.
Definitely. That's wisdom for employers out there. Wisdom. Create a thriving environment for your employees. Thank you very much, sir. And our final word. I want you to leave a final word for our viewers online. I know that we have a lot of persons who has learned from this session today. And I believe that by the time they come back for the next Career Connect Live, they would want to pick more. So we want you to leave a final word for our viewer today. What do you think that would be?
Well, depending on where you are or the stage you are, the viewers might be people who are transiting from one job to another, or people who are looking for their first job, or employers. So my final word will be, you keep going. If you wake up tomorrow and you find yourself at the back of a tiger, you keep riding, because if you stop, the tiger will eat you for a lunch or a breakfast or for a dinner. So you keep riding as long as you have say, I want to be employable. What are the skill sets I need to acquire? There is always something to develop about yourself. And employers are looking for people who has a trajectory of growth and development. And I will leave you with this. Everything you want to achieve in life, either as an employer or as employee, is like a road. Road, R-O-A-D, road. You are going on a road. The first one is realization. R is realization, that you can get those things achieved when you put in your mind, when you prayerfully put in effort. O is the objective. What are the objectives? I want to be a senior manager in the next 10 years of my career. That's O. Then A is the action. What do I need to do on a daily basis? If you set objective and you don't have daily action, monthly action, weekly action, you are daydreaming. You are not going to get there.
Actually,
He's the guy that wakes up in the morning and go to where he should go to, that gets to the finish line at the end of the day. And D is the discipline to do the right thing. Every job role, every position in organization, they have the level of discipline required to be successful. Let me give you an example.
Okay,
the
sir.
discipline required of an MD to lead and live by example is different from discipline required from a junior staff.
Wow.
A junior staff who is a sales staff, for example, might go to one or two customers, meet the target for the day, and go home and sleep. But an MD who is accountable to 20, 30 people has to attend to 20, 30 people. So you can't compare the level of discipline. So in the final analysis, you are on the road, keep going, and the road is, number one, the realization that you can be at your best, you can get the best employment, and you can be the best staff in that organization. Two is the objective you have set for yourself. What I do every year is I set objective at the beginning of the year. I put it in my dressing mirror. I see it every day and I communicate to it every day. That's the objective I've set. I don't do New Year resolution for a longer time.
Oh, wow.
Then the A is the action point. I want to be at this situation, at this state in the next 1 year. What am I doing to get there? If I don't do anything, I will not get there. And the D is the discipline to put everything together to say, I want to be a name. If you mention my name, Babs Olugbemi, in the area of leadership, coaching, organizational development, somebody will tell you, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He always put in his best wherever you see him. So thank you for having me.
This is more than insightful. I can tell you that if you are not going to see this, you've missed out on a lot, because here today we've learned fact, we've learned Basca, and we have learned road. And I would like you to put what those words mean in the comment section. Let's have what you learned, those words. Let's have it in the comment section. What Basca means, what road means, and what fat means. You never can tell. You might win yourself a free session with Dr. Babs Olugbemi. You never can tell. Thank you very much, Dr. Babs Olugbemi. This is more than insightful. More than insightful. In fact, I sitting here has learned a lot from this little session with you. Not so little session with you. Thank you very much, sir. We thank you
You're
for
welcome.
being here today. Thank you for eating to this call. And to our online viewers, I hope that you have been able to pick more than 10 from this today. Thank you so much for staying through with us. And if you want to connect with Tribest corporate support, please go on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Ensure that you stay tuned. Follow us, like, share, comment, so you can get everything we have to offer on recruitment, background check, training, everything Tribest has to offer, including sessions like this. Thank you very much. And to business owners too, please stay tuned with Tribest corporate support, because we are going to get the right talent for you, the right talent you need to build your business. And we're going to stay with you from the very beginning till the top. Thank you very much. Thank you for staying true with us. And we hope that another time you're going to see us here. You're going to be here with another phenomenal guest. Thank you very much. See you in another edition. Bye.
This is the moment we come alive,
Tribest, Career Connect Live.
where careers rise and ideas thrive.
Connect